Hey everybody, how's it going? So it's been a minute. Just trying to see when the last stream I did was. It was. Hey, what's going on, Garrick? Oh, hang on. There we go. Going good. You can probably see this is what I've got going on here. I've actually been playing a fair bit, but I was so bummed, and work and that I haven't been streaming, but I've been playing. So we'll switch to my main live view. I can't do the entire world. This is FreeCam. So, but I use the same world seed as I used on my previous version. So the way I had this set up the last time, this ridge or this was where the original base was. So my original house was right here. The iron farm was here. This was leveled off and cleared out. So this is where the farms were. My base was actually tucked down here. And this is where the path was underneath the waterfall. And you can see the bridge isn't finished yet. But I've got the bridge back in. It's not in exactly the same place, but it's close. I've also put two of my farms sort of hanging off into space. The intent is to support them properly so that it doesn't look like they're just sort of floating there. Thorn, thank you. Birthday is going well. Today is my birthday. So, and by the way, first person to guess my age. It was, now Thorn, you don't get to because you know how old I am, but first person to guess my age, because it is my birthday today, I'm going to gift that person a channel membership. Your choice, either to Twitch or to YouTube. So anyway, I have a lot of terraforming to do. So this is my base. Looks like there's a raid party here. We'll deal with them in a second. Thank you very much, sir. A lot of this stuff you're going to recognize because it's stuff that I rebuilt from the previous. So this is just sort of out in the open. So that is a cobblestone generator. This, I've got some farms here. This I have to terraform. I hate the look of it, but it served a purpose. So this is going to get not flattened, but terraformed so that it looks a little bit more natural. This gave me so nice, very, very cool. I wish her a happy birthday for me. This took forever. Basically what I did is I set up originally right here where the ghast is. My bed was tucked into that corner. That I lived there for a while. Did some farming, got my first beacon, and once I had the beacon, so that I could get haste 2, then I started clearing this off, and I've gone back several times to the nether. I've got actually 4 beacons in total, so 3 of them are set up permanently. I've got them running through colored glass just so that their beams are, or sorry, no, I've got 5 beacons. There's 4 running constantly here, and I've got another portable one because I'm going to show you again, show you all the things that I've gotten done. So that's kind of where we're starting off. Oh, yeah, I get that. So very, very quickly around here, we've got a sugarcane farm. We've got a bamboo farm, so I ended up doing both. There is auto crafting going on, and I apologize that this is so choppy. This one doesn't fly like the other one did. By the way, when the world save corrupted, I decided to switch from using Forge mods to Fabric mods. Several reasons for that, but I've never used the Fabric stuff before, and their development seems to be further along than Forge. So that's the main reason for it. And again, some of the mods just don't quite behave exactly the same. But I'm hoping I get some better stability, and this is from my son, I do need to back up my saves. I have not done that yet, which I know is playing with fire. Anyway, this auto crafting setup is my rockets. So in that chest is the rockets. Gunpowder goes in here. This drops the sugarcane, goes down in under here, and gets crafted into paper. Paper gets stored here. Gunpowder gets stored here. Rockets come out here. Yeah, absolutely. And I did not know that. I've always just gone with Forge. So I don't know if that's actually I think the reason. So there was one evening in particular I was getting ready to stream. The game was booting and we had a power failure, and I think that's what corrupted the save. So I don't think it had anything to do with other than that. So anyway, this you've seen before. I've tweaked the design slightly because I was getting golems spawning up on top. So I ended up extending the height of the leaves and wrapping it completely in leaves, which seems to have helped. We've got, this is basically it's a fancy villager breeder, but this is where the villagers are breeding. It's a mix of farmers and toolsmiths. And then down underneath here is all of my librarians. I've got 3 clerics, and then I've got a toolsmith, a weaponsmith, an armorer, and the rest of the librarians. Some storage that's in here. This is the stack O iron. Also in behind, I've got our zombie friend. So these guys have been infected and cured 3 times, I think, which is giving me the best I can get on my trades. This you've seen before. This is just the happy ghast with his dock, if you want to call it that. I do have 2 allays. I got them from a pillager outpost. So I haven't started using them for anything yet, but they're here. That looks like a thunderstorm. So give me 1 second here. I'm not showing you the interior just yet, on purpose. So we've got a few cows for leather. We've got a few sheep for wool. I didn't want to go nuts because lag. And I'll show you why we're getting so much. Well, we're not getting so much lag, but we are getting lag. So basically, this entire building is built around my storage system. If you look in the YouTube video description, there are, I got to go look at it. The storage system has a total of 600 chests, up to 300 sortable items. So there's 300, 2 sets of double chests basically for 600 in total. I'm not using it for a full 300 items. I'm using it for less than that. So I'm multiplying across, and we'll get to that in a second. But potentially I can store a little over 2 million individual items in this system. So basically, we're going to go to my regular character so it's not quite so choppy. So in here, and I'll just show you, and the speed that I'm getting here is because of, if you look in the top right, those are the buffs that are the beacons are giving me continuously. So they are speed 2, resistance 2, haste 2, and strength 2. I haven't bothered with the jump boost, and there's in regen, because I'm not fighting while I'm here. But these are just, especially the speed boost, it makes it so much easier to get around the base. So this is where I've been showing you from, this sort of view. So there's a lot of space to play with, and we're going to get to what I want to do with this main floor area here. I ended up creating an entire farm just so that I can do what I want to do tonight. So here is shulker box dispenser. So if I need a shulker box, press the button, it gets dispensed. In here is, what do you call it? Enchanting and potion brewing. All these ladders go to different wings for the redstone, so I have access to it. And then that takes me up to, again, to the attic, if you want to call it that, for, again, redstone access. And then each of these wings are identical. So each of these is a slice. So that's a slice and that's a separate slice. So basically, the way the storage system works is, this is my input chest. It goes on a bubble elevator up to the top. And then this is entirely redstone. I didn't bother with the copper golems this time. So basically, the flow of items goes this way across, down in this entire section. Then it uses a water stream to get across to the other side just to cut down on the number of hoppers. Flows across this side on the top. And then it's down that side, across this side, down this side, across here. Right here, it comes down and then loops back in the opposite direction and circles all the way back until you get back to here. And this is the overflow. We've got items that circle back all the way to here. So it's not completely filled up yet. The reason that I can't hold 600 individual types of things is because I've got 5 double chests here, or 5 banks of double chests for 10 for stone, as an example. I had so much at one point. Like, these shulker boxes are all full of stone. Oh, it's absolutely enormous. It's way bigger. Then we've got cobble, dirt, and on and on. Basically, what I'm doing with this is I want to get it organized so that it makes sense, but I need to fill it first and then start shuffling stuff around. So this primarily is stone and wood. I started with spruce and bamboo, so that's what's across here. Down this side, we've got rockets, mob drops, and then we've got redstone on here and again over on this side. So I tried to make that make sense at least, and then on and on and on it goes. So we've got iron blocks, ingots, and nuggets. Gold, same thing, copper, diamonds. And this is sort of more decorative and lighting kind of stuff. So some of this is organized, most of it's not. And then as we make our way down across this way, we get into different types of stone, sand, glass, all the different types of wood. We've got dyes. So all of these across here are different dye colors. These 5 come from flowers. The black comes from ink sacs. Gray is white, which is bone meal, and then black mixed together. And then we've got orange and blue. And I think this is lapis. I don't remember the orange. I think I might have gotten that from a trader, the mobile trader dude. And on and on and on it goes. So this is the storage system. And then I'm going to go to FreeCam. I know it's jerky, but this is the beacon up in the attic. Whoops. So again, there's 4 of them here. The white beams go through the color glass and change color. And then, whoops. This is the redstone, and you guys have seen this in my last world. So this is where the bubble elevator comes up. And then this is a hopper chain. It goes across on a water to the other side. I've still got some scaffolding in here from when I was working on it. But again, this is basically just the attic. All of this stack is shulker boxes. So this, I don't think, is going to be used for anything other than exactly what you see here. It's just to hide the redstone. And that was the reason for the great roof and the reason for the odd shape of the building. So 3 identical wings and then an atrium, if you will. So that is the main base. And then from inside, I've got access to the bottom redstone. And I can get up here to, this is where you sort things. So these have not been filled up yet. So this I set up exactly the same. This is, I think that's my last. Yeah, this is my last filterable item. So again, I used iron nuggets because I had lots of them, and then named them in an anvil so that they're all named. This is the redstone for the bubble elevator. So this is what automatically pulses when there are items in the hopper. There's an anvil here just in case I need it. This is the ladder upstairs to the top floor. So we can get up here and work on stuff. The reason there's so much glowstone is, again, because of the clerics. They do trade in it, and I abuse that. So basically turned iron into emeralds, and then emeralds into, redstone and lapis and all that other sort of stuff. So that is the main part of the base here. These doors are set in the, like when you set them in, I set them from the inside against that wall. So I can actually leave these open for zombies because they see that as open and that is closed. So when it's closed like that, they see it as open and they don't try and break it down. So I don't have to resort to metal doors to keep them out. This, like I said, we've shown you all of this. That path just sort of leads over there. I haven't replicated the fishing area because I didn't need it this time because I went straight to villagers and then went from there. Again, input for gunpowder. I've got this system basically full. This is where the bamboo goes in, drops down, gets crafted, and turned into blocks of bamboo because that's the easiest way to store it. At some point, I've got to get in here and get this finished. Those are full of cobblestone waiting for me to finish it across. I do have a pathway over here on purpose that just sort of leads off toward where that waterfall is, because that is my only entrance to the non-roof area of the nether. Everything that I'm doing is on the nether roof. So that's kind of what this area looks like at this point. And then this takes me onto the nether roof, which is where we're going to go from there. You're going to see I've got a few waypoints here. That is the overworld section of my bartering farm. So I've got several farms set up, and we're going to do these kind of one by one. I do have turtles because I needed the turtle eggs. There is an outpost over there. That's where the cherry trees were, mangrove. There is the overworld portion of the gold farm. And that's sort of what we got going on here. So we're going to head to the nether. I've started a little bit of rail system. So we've got a mob farm over here. There's a gold farm. This ink farm is what I just finished working on, and that's enormous. Turtles, so I can get to them easily. Bartering farm is over there, and then the end. So we're going to show you I'm going to show you this real quick because it is kind of cool. So you hop in, press the button. This is just, it's quicker. Not quicker. It's not quicker than flying, but it doesn't use anything from the elytra. And the way I've got this set up is if I hop out here, it runs in there and returns. So I can take a cart from either direction and then they return to where they started from, which is kind of cool. So there's the spawn platform. This is, I don't remember if this is slabs. No, full blocks. I turned a bunch of the end stone into these bricks just because it looked kind of cool. I mined out a bunch of obsidian, so I decided to just make this look like the rest of the path. There is the stone cutter where, again, to turn these in. This is where I kill the wither. Basically, I lay out exactly as you see here. That becomes soul sand, and then you pop the three wither heads on. Back out to right here. Wait for him to charge up fully and explode, and then in you go. There is a shulker farm, and this is the exact same design as what you guys saw before. That is, I don't remember why I have that over there. I think that was the last. I got a backup elytra, so that's where I got that from. But yeah, this is what I've got set up in the end. Did you guys want to see the shulker farm? I think you've seen it before. I use the exact same design, so I don't think we need to have a look at it. I do obviously have netherite armor and tools. This is my last netherite ingot and the templates. I do have a couple of trims that I haven't bothered starting to use yet. So far I've found rib, sentry, and coast. So Again, you can change your armor, which is more visual than anything else, and I just haven't bothered yet. So these are all the non-stackable things that I haven't played or I haven't bothered with yet. So we'll sleep just to get rid of any mobs. Whoops. So we're going to start with the nether farms. I can't, unfortunately, show you all of them. The mob farm, this is now a creeper farm. So this is in the overworld, and it's set pretty much exactly where it was before. But we'll show you this real quick because it's again, it's just direct in, direct out. And this I can show you. So this is now a creeper farm. I have gone to, I think it's 3 spawning platforms in total. This, we will go night vision. So just by putting the trapdoors on the roof, it cuts this down to slightly less than too tall, which the only thing that can then spawn in here are creepers. Same thing with the carpets on the floor. We can't get spiders spawning in here. So we get creepers that spawn. They will eventually fall. The fall damage isn't quite enough to kill them, so that's what the campfires are for. So they will die automatically. And then the drops go right in here. Now, one of the things that I have planned is one of the mods that I've installed in here. I think it's F8, Shape Renderer is on. So if I go back here, why is it not showing? Oh, I know why it's not showing. Anyway, part of Mini HUD is it can show you your... I will get to that. That's where my gold farm is. That's where I'm getting my XP. So this basically is just exactly what it sounds like. So this is gunpowder for rockets, is basically what it comes down to. And I started to explain this and then got off track. So this area will eventually, I started walling this off. That this is where I was going to carpet bomb the area with a TNT duper. I'm actually going to expand the area because this isn't quite high enough up. So basically, I'm going to turn this into a perimeter, which means that I'm going to have to go find a guardian, or it's in the ocean monument, and get sponges. I've got a few, but I'm going to need more because I'm going to have to dry up the water, because basically a perimeter is a 16 chunk by 16 chunk area centered underneath the farm, because then the entire spawning radius of 128 blocks will fit. There won't be any, the only spawnable area is the farm, is basically what it comes down to, because of my height above the floor. So that is coming soon. But you can see here, this, I mean, the rates are not bad, but during the night, it goes to 0 because it's full of mobs underneath me. So this is my creeper farm. This is my source of XP and healing and all that other sort of stuff. So this is a 2-dimensional farm. And you're going to see the rates here. Now, right now I've got lava. There's a dispenser right there. I've got a bucket of lava in there so that the drops won't get here. Or, sorry, won't stay in the world. Just to get rid of lag. Exactly. So get rid of the night vision. So if I stand here right now, if there wasn't any lava, I'd be collecting gold nuggets, but I'm just going to step away here for a second. This thing, the rates on it are silly. Like you can see the number of, like they're entity cramming and dying right now. So I don't know if I can get all the way down to show you where they're spawning. Yeah. So it's basically just 2 platforms. The reason that the height is above the nether ceiling is the only spawnable areas in this area are these 2 platforms because of how high I am above them. So this floor is just within the 128 spawn sphere. And basically what's happening with this is they are spawning and coming over here because they're attracted to, and I don't know if you can see it or not, there is a turtle egg in here that they're trying to trample. So they come in to get the turtle egg. They end up teleporting through. There's an overworld side of this that redirects them back upstairs. And you can see these guys are running around here. These, when they drop down here, they despawn because they're too far away. So the ones that come through here are not the zombie piglin, they're the regular piglins. So it's the zombie piglins that we want for the gold farm, and they're the ones that are just pouring in. So they're the pink colored ones. The other guys run away, drop down because they're right at the edge, they despawn. So that's basically the way this is set up. So that is the spawning side. You can see that there's nothing going on underneath it because, again, I'm too high up. And it's a really, really simple design. I mean, you could build this day one because it basically takes, you need some obsidian and some building materials, and that's basically it. You can see we're tucked right up against the nether roof, high up as we can get. That was a bit of a pain in the ass to get here, but all I did was I found this biome and then pillared up and then dug my way up. Built the spot. I was already on the roof. This, again, it's in the description, is Ian X04. His designs are incredible. So that is this. And like I said, there's the reason I'm going to move away so we don't have to listen to that. I've got AutoClicker on here. So the way I got onto the roof was once I was all the way up here, you just look for, you dig up to the roof and then you start tunneling around to find a spot where the bedrock is only 1 or 2 deep. And you're basically just, you go F3 and G. No, sorry. F3 just to bring up the debug speed, or sorry, debug screen. And then you can see on the left side where it says targeted block. 245 is my height right now, or the height of that block right now. What you're looking for is 126 or 127, and then you ladder up to it. You aim at the junction between the top ladder and the piece of bedrock, and you throw an ender pearl at it, and you glitch through. That's how you get up on the top, on the roof. And then once you're up there, you just build another portal, and then start moving portals around and link them all back together is basically how you do it. But you glitch your way onto the roof. It's not hard to do. And in fact, at some point, I will demonstrate it for you. It's not, like I said, it's not hard. So this is where I get my gold and I get my XP. So it's so efficient. I've got AutoClicker enabled, so if I'm holding my sword, this thing will start, if there's something for it to target, it will start swinging automatically. Which I can do, but the advantage of using the AutoClicker is you can set the timing for it to exactly 1 second. So that it allows sweeping edge to recharge. And again, I can do that by counting it in my head, but doing this over and over and over again, it's a recipe for repetitive strain. So I haven't bothered. I just use the AutoClicker. It's an easily installed mod. So, gold farm. In conjunction with the gold farm, we've got a bartering farm. So again, it's another ENX04 design. It takes almost no resources. The reason it's so far away is you need it to be in the correct biome. Now, this one, you can hear them. There is an AFK platform up here for when I needed to, this was for setup. This, I actually dynamited through the bedrock. There is a glitch with pistons and obsidian and TNT that this took forever. So basically, there is, I'm just going to back away so we don't have to listen to it, but this area was created just to spawn these guys into here. Once I had, and that's for the reason for the AFK platform. Now that the reason for the turtle eggs is they get frightened away from it and they come over here. This is set up to automatically dispense pumpkin or jack-o'-lanterns. So it's basically putting helmets on all of them. So all of these guys have jack-o'-lantern helmets, so they can't despawn. There are 128 of them in here, 64 on each side. I should be wearing gold, piece of gold here. But effectively what I do is I open that trapdoor, stand on it, throw down gold, and then these guys pick it up and trade back with me. This is a manual shulker box loader. As soon as you close the shulker box, everything fires and puts it into this barrel. So I'm just going to move away from this. This is too friggin' noisy. So again, very simple setup. It was time consuming. And a pain in the ass. But with them there are things that you can trade for with gold, and I've got the gold farm, that are hard to get anywhere, any other way. You get a lot of gravel, you get spectral arrows, you get fire charges, you get on and on and on and on it goes. There are, it's kind of like fishing. There's a lot of stuff that you can get from it. So very, very worthwhile farm to have. Apparently I took some damage when I landed up on the roof. That I haven't built yet, so that's ultimately where I'm going to build my fortress farm, to farm wither skeletons on a commercial scale. I haven't had to yet, but it's very time consuming. This is where we're going next. So the mob farm you've seen, turtles. I'll show you that real quick because it's an easy in and out. So, hang on, I'm just healing up before we drop in. So beach area, half sand, half water. We've got turtles. You feed them seagrass, and they lay eggs. That's it in a nutshell. Definitely, we had a hard landing, carrier landing, if you will. This is next on the list. We've seen the mob farm. The ink farm is where I've spent my last week of evenings. So this is the AFK platform. This is what we've got done. So this is an ocean mini perimeter, if you will. So this, yeah, so I've got the renderer permanently set to this position. So this big green thing is 128 block sphere centered around where I currently am. Basically what I did is I put this in place and then laid out the edge of this such that it just clears. So I didn't have to mine the whole thing out. And then I, in a boat, dropped, or from the bottom, I got sand going. And then once I had it going, I just basically dropped sand. So there was a visit to the desert. I'm slowly replacing the top of it because I keep getting Endermen pop in and they steal the sand. I only have 20 or 22 sponges, so this took for fucking ever to drain. Gridded it off, drained it block, basically chunk by chunk. Left this chunk in the center. So basically, that sand is the lowest point in the world that squid can spawn. And then because these are all source blocks, when you've got the magma stone, that pulls water down. So these guys get sucked into the bottom and killed, which they drop their ink. And then there's a rail system underneath here. It's currently unloading that picks up the loot. This is too far away from the surface. I did travel on a horse with no name. It's called a light. No, it has a name. It's Elytra. So this is dug down far enough that the spawn sphere is 2 blocks above where I am. But the spawning area here is within the spawn sphere. So the squid can spawn, nothing else can spawn. And then this setup that's here, so the rail cart, I think, is out doing its rounds. So it will come back. It unloads. It's a hopper minecart, so it unloads at 4 times hopper speed. Drops it into this chest, which then drops it into a bubble elevator, comes up here. There is a simple sorting system. So basically all I want is the squid ink, and then the overflow goes in here, and that all gets loaded into shulker boxes and then dropped into that chest. So this is shulker boxes. This is a shulker loader, and then the filled ink goes in here. And that's all for making black dye. So this whole setup is so that I can put in an infinity floor in the base. Basically, I needed to make a whole shit ton of black glass. So overkill. But I'm not going to bother prettying it up because it doesn't need to be pretty. It just needed to be effective. So that's what this is. It doesn't matter if it's day or night. It's just that I like to be able to go down and retrieve stuff easily. So but this, I actually had an entire sorting or a shulker loader system here. It was 8 tiles wide, I think, for all of the drops as I was digging, because I mined this out by hand. After I drained it, you can kind of see where the terrain was. So this had to be dug out. So that took, I think, 4 evenings, 4-hour sessions. So that would be what, 12 hours of digging. So that's the reason that I've got all those shulker boxes of stone back at the base. This is set up to be an unspawnable cage, basically. But you can see here, there's still some smooth stone. There's a few bits and bobs that have dropped down. But as this thing works, you can hear it is firing. It's moving stuff upstairs. This is the redstone that automatically fires this dropper, which puts the ink into the bubble elevator. It goes into that chest. That chest is there just as a buffer, and then it goes through the filters. So this is a one-slice version of the filter system that I've got back at the base for separating things out, and it just separates out the ink sacs because otherwise this won't work if the boxes are not totally full, and they won't be. Basically, the system was backing up, and these were never ever emptying because there'd be, like one fish in there, which means that it's not totally full, which means it can't fire and break and put the next one in. So anyway, that's what this is. So I don't think there's any shulkers of ink in here in the time we've been here. This one's probably half full. I'm not going to bother Actually, no, we'll see how much we've got just in that very short time we were here. And if it doesn't trigger automatically, you manually have to reload it. Everything after that's automatic. So that was just while we were here upstairs chit-chatting. So it's, I think it's about 3,000 per hour-ish. So effective enough. And then home is back over this way. So that's this. I think that's the bulk of the stuff that I've got going on in the world. So what I'm planning on working on tonight is the infinity floor. I don't know how many layers of black glass I need. I think it's 5. So it might be more than that. So again, it was a lot of overkill. And then we'll do some terraforming, and then we're just chit-chat. And like I said, this won't be a terribly long stream. I'm out of practice. And this design you guys have seen before in my previous worlds. So that's just a TNT duper on top of a cobblestone generator. And then as it explodes, it breaks the cobble. And that gives me an unlimited supply of cobblestone. It takes a little while to filter in from the water stream, but I've run this a couple of times, mostly because I'm using a Silk Touch pick now. So this is the only way I can get cobblestone. I did. I absolutely did. I just haven't gotten around to it yet because, work and a whole bunch of other shit like that. But we get 2 of these. So I've done a couple of AFK sessions up above looking for squid ink. So we've got this chest completely full. The hoppers in behind here are full, so that's 5 more stacks. We've got a little tiny bit more, and then these shulkers are all full. And then we've got the part 1 here. So basically, I'm going to turn this into dye. Which is probably way more than I need, but we'll just do this. And then we go black dye in here. I think so. So that's the only thing that I haven't covered yet. We'll just throw this in. I'll turn this into dye. Yeah, I think it's 8 glass, 1 dye. So that's way more dye than I'm ever going to need. But again, there's no kill like overkill. I do need to make glass, though, because I've only got a couple of stacks. So we've got this, plus this is all sand as well. So we'll pull down. This is the equivalent of a double chest full of sand. And this I haven't shown you guys, but this is my super smelter. So it's 16 units long, fully automated. These basically just dock here waiting to go. This should be pretty close to full on. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. No, there's no easy way to drop down. So we have to do it this way. Yeah, these are not quite full, but there's more than enough here to do what we need to do. Yeah. This is just where the bubble elevator was. I just wanted to seal it in, if you will. So the mechanics for that is in here. Here's your bubble elevator. It comes out of the last bit in here for the hopper line, and hopper line goes across here, drops it into this dropper, which shoots it in here. There is soul sand there that pops it upstairs, and that's how the collection, and that sends it back out to the output. So there's another water stream across here, hoppers, and into the output chest. So let's go sleep through the night. I am planning on switching the, I've got a lot of coal that I just haven't processed yet. That was one thing from clearing out the area here, plus clearing out the ocean. It gave me, where the hell is it? Yeah, I don't think I have any shulkers of it, but all of this, I've got a fortune pick, so this is going to get turned into coal. I've still got that to process. Trying to remember where I move shit around. If you see random things in the wrong chest, it's because I've moved it, and then the stuck filter piece moved down. So, anyway, ADHD brain. Really? I must have hit the side of the building. Oops. No, I just flat out missed them. They'll all burn up and die unless they jump in the water. So again, this all needs to get terraformed. I've got a few gardens back here, but that's basically it. So we need these. To get smelted into glass. It's probably way more than I need, but and I'll show you this real quick. So basically these shulker boxes, I'm going to put them back into the system. The back of it is here. I can reach this easily. Otherwise it's upstairs. So basically this is just a chest tower and you can see it alternates back and forth. So that chest feeds into that hopper, which feeds here, and et cetera, et cetera. So it's just hidden away nicely. And then from here, all I do is I press the button and it gets dispensed straight into my person. So just a clean way to do it. And I know where these things are, but with the sorting system, That's all there is to sorting. You can see that they're going upstairs. They will find their correct places and filter into place. So as far as the recipe for the black glass, I think you're correct. It's 8-to-1. So it should be this. Yeah. There's your black stained glass. So we will do this on a commercial scale in a minute. I need to pop that die away. The other way to do it is with just enough items, or JEI. We go glass. There is the black stained glass, which shows us the recipe. If I hold down Shift and hit the plus, it'll move everything that I have available into inventory, and boom, done. So effectively what I need to do in here is tear up the floor, dig it down. I'm going to leave the glowstone for now, just so that I don't get things spawning in here. Just being a little bit careful initially, but this is ultimately... It is so hard to dig in a controlled fashion with haste 2. Between efficiency 5 and haste 2, like that is the gentlest of touches, and I'm digging. So basically what I'm going to do is put glowstone down on the bottom and then put black glass above it. And I'm going to try and randomize the pattern. Instead of having it gridded out like it is up here. And then I'll probably have to fix the... Well, they can't spawn because of the glass. But as fast as I can run, I can mine. Just trying to do the perimeter. And then we'll see how much glass we actually need. So I'm going to start with 5. Hey, Dirt, what's going on? How you been, brother? It's been a while. No, just 5. I'm just going to go down 5. I don't know if that's going to be a deep enough for the effect that I'm looking for. And I can't remember if I need to put down something white as a base. I think I do. So basically, the way I'm envisioning this, at least to start, is we're going to go down. We're going to dig it down 5 layers. Actually, we're going to dig it down 6, and then the base is going to be, I don't know what I'm going to use for white, but I'm going to use something that's a white-ish, probably polished diorite. Or I might make some white concrete. I have not, by the way, I haven't booted up the newest version of, or the updated version of Division 1 yet. Probably this, I didn't think this all the way through. And I need some scaffolding to get in and out. Oh, that's going to leave a mark. It's copper. It's down the other. Yeah. Here go my knees. Should probably dig that the whole way down. So that is 3, 4, 5, 6. And I may as well mine this out, just, you know, waste not, want not. Oops. It's so hard to mine down here with haste 2. And this, I'm just getting rid of the dirt because we're not going to, we don't want to see it. And that's probably back far enough. Same thing with this. I don't think I kept enough. This is going to get covered up by white, so I don't need to go all the way down. Hey, Terry, how's it going, bud? That will get on the way out. So what I'm doing here is, for those of you that came late, is I'm making an infinity floor. So it's going to be made out of, it's going to be lights in the bottom, and then it's going to be black, several layers of black glass. So it's going to look like it's infinitely deep. That's going to get covered. I mean, I'm grateful for the haste too, but my God, it's hard to mine in a controlled fashion. And that shouldn't be there either. Or should it? So how's everybody doing on New Year's Eve, by the way? Does anybody have any plans for later tonight, or is it just a quiet night hanging out at home? And I think it's nighttime out. Not that it matters because we're inside, but... that. Now I'm going to go down one more, and then, so this is going to be 6 deep. Nice. The only plans I've got tonight are this, and then tomorrow I'm doing a polar bear swim because I'm an idiot. Don't really need to take up this stuff on the floor because we're going to put white concrete down, and then we're going to lay in the random, I'm air quoting this, stars with glowstone. And actually, I'm probably just going to duplicate the pattern that I've got up above. There. All right, let's go get rid of some of the stuff in my inventory. We'll go get some of the glass. We'll start, I'm actually going to have to make concrete. Not granite. Nice. And I'm just going to store the black glass in there for now. Oops. And then I have have to remember, I think concrete powder is gravel and sand. I wonder if we can, nah, I'm not going to bother bridging across. Now I got to remember where my glowstone is. And we probably, no, concrete first. So get rid of the glass. All right. So how much white dye do we have? Not a lot. Is it bone meal? Yep. Should be enough. Hope. And then concrete. So 4 sand, 4 gravel, 1 white dye. So we need, we'll do 4 stacks. And I think I can do this in place and then just put water on it and it should harden it in, turn it into concrete. And I'm actually going to make a temporary, I'm going to make a bit of a mess here, but I'm going to make a an infinite water source. Really? Man. Oh, that's a rocket. Quick experiment to see if this works. I guess I didn't really need an infinite water source because we're going to scoop the water back up. Suppose before I get too carried away, I should see if this works. So we need glowstone, which I think is down here. Should be in the light section. Oops, knees. Yep, that works. Definitely did not need to. All right. Definitely didn't need to make an infinite water source. Probably should have counted before I made all of this. I made way more than I needed to, but that's fine, because we've got a storage system. Shout out to anybody if you see any that I've missed. I think I got everything. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to let the system sort this, which means that it's going to go into the next available slot over there. I wonder if I can parkour this. So the next available slot should be right here. So this is where the white concrete powder is going to go. Not an efficient way to do it, but that was dirt, stone, and then glowstone. Oopsie. Yeah, let's go sleep through the night. Yeah, glowstone. That's what I came down here for. Yeah, you can wait. All right. Class. We'll make 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then one of the die. So that'll get us started. Really thinking about this before we go nuts. I don't know if 6 layers is going to be enough. Might have to go black concrete on the bottom. Yeah, shit. That should be black. All right. How much extra concrete did we end up with? So 41, 42 got lost to the system, and then 3 extra stacks. And I think I did... So I think we only need 4 stacks. So that's 2 of each of these. Should have done a test corner first. The other thing that I'm going to want to do is I'm probably going to need to make more concrete, because I'm going to need to line the walls with black concrete as well. I don't like the look of the stone. Oopsie. Saving that for later. Didn't mean to do that. Now I got to turn this into concrete first. God damn it. inventory's full. I can't reach in that far because I'm stupid. Yeah, let's see how far I can get. Okay, so this is going to work. It's just going to be slow. Hey, what's going on, Matt? Yeah, it's not very interesting. Just laying out concrete. And out. I do have some left. Oh, I broke it. God damn it. And I do need to come up one more. Okay. So. Get rid of some of the stone. We need the ground. We'll get rid of the stone. Get rid of this stone. I got to get rid of the glass temporarily. And get rid of the white concrete. So we're going to put white or regular white concrete here. And this is how I would do that manually. If I can get there. No. So it should be here. White concrete powder. So that'll set the filter for that one. Yep. Only really need one bucket for right now. Just getting rid of the ender pearls, just as I do not need them on me right now. I'm going to do the same thing with the rockets and the arrows. Okay, so we need black concrete. So I'm going to do the full 4 stacks. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Four and 1. I grabbed andesite. God, I'm stupid. I'm going to lay out some glass just so that I've got a place to run. Yeah, we'll just do one. I think that door despawned. Which is stupid because I need to, oh God. Fuck. Just turning the gamma up because it is so hard to see around that powder. Fuck. Apparently I already did that one. Not very bright. God fucking damn it. It gets harder and harder and harder to see the more I put down. Not powder. I think I might have made enough, maybe. Hey, Max, how's it going, brother? Happy or Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Thank you, good sir. Just, yay. Get the doorway in place first. So we don't get any mobs spawning on top of us. And I can't remember where I've got glass and where I've got scaffolding. Not there. You can't even see where I've put it. Oh no. Oh no, that sucks, Max. So easy to do, man. That absolutely sucks, brother. So basically what I'm doing here, Max, is that was all concrete powder. So I'm turning it into concrete with flowing water. Glass. No, I'm using flowing water to turn concrete powder into concrete, basically. It's exactly like it sounds in the real world. So we've got concrete powder, put water beside it or flowing water past it, and it turns it into solid concrete is basically what it is. Fuck. Breaking my knees. This is gonna look cool when it's done, but it's gonna be a freaky illusion. And I cannot for the life of me see where we're putting anything. This is pitch black. And I've got night vision on and gamma all the way up. And no, I can't see any better than you guys can. Good God, this is hard to see. This is brutal. Well, I'll explain why I'm doing this in just a second. It's going to be easier to do it from above by pillaring up 3. Yeah, I can't tell where I'm at. God damn, that's hard on the head. Switch the lights on. No shit, right? So I need more glass. So let's do 4 more. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to offset. And I didn't really set this pattern out really well, but basically what I'm doing is I'm just trying to find where I've already put glass. And I'm going to put some more glowstone in the floor. Okay. This half is done. The lights are on, Max. I've actually got night vision on, and I've got the gamma full. It's an interesting illusion. God damn it. I may have to rethink this in terms of overall colors, but no. Almost done staring into the abyss. I may have to go put a lighter gray on the bottom. That one's in the wrong spot. Ah. It's in the wrong spot. Yeah, I definitely got to do something with the bottom. It's just too much. And I got to fix that. That's going to drive me nuts. So, don't know if I like the effect or not. Oh, hang on. I got a dog wanting in. Just give me a sec. It does look like an abyss, which is kind of cool, but and do we have any of those doors? Hang on. So those will go into their spots. So will those. I need 2 doors, which I seem to have lost. Or is it 3? No. Yep, it is 3. Yeah, I think I need a gray on the bottom. But I'm not doing that tonight. Oh, my neck hurts. And arrows, I think, was the only other thing that I took out of my inventory. That looks right. So I got to go repair that pick. So we'll run to the gold farm real quick. Yeah, that I think I'll do off camera, and I'll do it from underneath. It's a neat effect, but it's too much. Or maybe I'll keep it. I don't know. It's kind of growing on me. All right, gold farm it is. And actually, before we go, that one Enderman is driving me nuts. I can hear him. No, he's moved on. Left me a Prezi, though. Okay, so the way that I'm collecting just gold nuggets is I'm basically filtering, if you will. So I put this in here. I've got every other piece of my inventory filled up with something that is either a gold nugget or something that I want to keep. That way I don't get all the junk. There. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, back away slightly. Put these back where they belong. And since we're here, it's kind of noisy, but... So just to show you how quick this is. So, yes, this is only nuggets, but this is going to give me about 4 stacks of gold in 5 minutes. Garrett, you said you were looking at very different builds of this type of floor, it seems. What did I miss? Like, how did they do it? Because I didn't look at any build videos. I just made it up, basically, as I went along. Oh my goodness. Now, all of those swords that you can see above me will eventually despawn, and the rotten flesh and all that, but that's the reason that I put the bucket of lava in there. Because that just gets rid of them in a flash. And then I just do this. That was one short. God damn it. You know what? Simplest way to do it. And we leave those behind for the next time, and we've got basically 3 stacks of gold. And repaired everything. Yeah, I'm going to put some probably dark gray on the bottom. I'll do that in the morning. Because that's just a little bit too much for me. Cool effect, but... So one of the mods that I installed in this is the mini... God, I can hear that fucker and I just can't see him. And for those of you that don't play Minecraft a lot, the reason for the jump is it'll give me a crit. Which just means I can one-shot the guys. And I can hear that creeper. Or sorry, not creeper, but Enderman. And I can't. Wonder if he's underneath somewhere. Or on the roof. There are a whole lot of caves underneath, and I did light it up a fair bit, but... Oh well. How is that guy not getting pushed? You guys can hear him, right? It's not just... There he is. How the hell did he get in there? Well, I got rid of him anyway. All right. Should have black glass in... Really? Same fucking guy. Yeah, it is a neat effect. It's... Or I wonder if I just on the top layer use a lighter colored glass. It might be easier way to do it. No, I think I want a lighter floor. Yeah, I'll play with this some other time. I think I'm going to wrap it up. It's coming up on 20 to 10 my time. I'm going to go hang out with the missus, ring in the new year, all that other good stuff. For everybody that's been here all the way through tonight, thank you for being here with me, helping me celebrate my birthday. Fun way to spend it. It's been a minute, but I will be back. I'm going to start streaming again on a very regular basis. Probably, I don't know if it's going to be every night, but it's probably going to be every night for the next little bit. Because I've got a lot that I want to do here. Like I said at the start of this, I've got to terraform that whole hill. There is another fortress farm that I want to build. And on and on and on it goes. So, yeah. And apparently I got to go knock this guy into the water stream. I don't know why he's hanging on. Anyway. Hey, thanks, Dirt. Yeah, the big 6-0 today. So to celebrate, I'm doing a polar bear plunge in Bidak Bay tomorrow with a whole bunch of other crazoids. So that should be fun. So when you see me tomorrow, the lump in my throat won't be my Adam's apple. So with that, on that funny note, I'm going to head off, spend some time with the missus, and ring in the new year and all that other good stuff. And I will see you guys tomorrow evening. So take care, everybody. Have a great night.